Good morning and welcome to the 40th annual Terry Fox Run. My name is Tara Swartz O'Neill and I'm honored to be the new organizer of the Meadowvale Run site this year. This year marks the 40th anniversary of Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope. In response to the COVID-19 public health crisis, the Terry Fox Foundation announced that the 2020 Terry Fox Run would be a virtual event to ensure the safety and well-being of our incredible supporters from coast to coast. A virtual run is still a fundraiser for cancer research. We still registered our teams to support the Terry Fox Foundation, and today, Sunday, September 20th, we will all put on our Terry Fox t-shirts, lace up, and head out the door. Instead of driving to meet together at our traditional run sites, we will all walk, run, bike, hike, or wheel a route of your own choosing in your own neighborhood safely. Now on to what brings me here today. On April 10th of 2013, my life changed forever. My husband, Solomon Swartz, had been having trouble swallowing. Since he was only 32 years old, his doctor assumed it was just reflux. We were stressed, I was pregnant, school was busy, and with Saul playing baseball, hockey, and volleyball, meals were often rushed, so it seemed to fit. But when the antacids he was prescribed stopped working, I suggested he go to the emergency room to find out what was going on. They sent him for a scope, and when the doctor came out to the waiting room, I assumed they would tell me it was nothing. Instead, they said they found a tumor in his esophagus. It was likely malignant. We'd be transferred to Southlake Health Science Center for more tests. The surgeon was already there to talk to us about the next steps. This took Saul through 3 cycles of chemotherapy, followed by surgery to remove part of his stomach and esophagus, then more chemotherapy and radiation. He would probably lose his hair. He would probably not be able to eat all-you-can-eat sushi anymore, but he'd be cured. For 6.5 years, I was told how strong I am, how well I handled everything that was thrown my way after Saul's diagnosis. Within 1.5 years, I learned how to change surgical dressings, administer medication and nutrition through a port in Saul's chest. I slept on a couch for months when he became too weak to use the stairs, and we spent more nights in a hospital than I could even count. But in my eyes, I wasn't the strong one. I wasn't the one who was inspirational. Saul was. Strength is looking in the face of something terrifying and choosing to fight anyway. Saul exemplified these characteristics, and so did Terry Fox. Through Saul's diagnosis, surgery, chemo, radiation, and then his re-diagnosis, Saul was the epitome of strength. He was a hero, and I was just his sidekick. In 2014, Saul passed away after a 15-month battle with cancer. That's the funny thing about cancer. It's unpredictable and unforgiving. They told us that unfortunately, Saul being young, athletic, and physically healthy aside from the cancer wasn't necessarily a good thing. Cancer in young people tends to err on the aggressive side. Saul was a charismatic, funny, entertaining, loving, and amazing person who touched the lives of more people than even he could have imagined. In the face of such a great loss, Saul's family and I felt helpless. We wanted to create a legacy so that our son Max could see what an impact Saul had on everyone he met. In 2015, we joined the Terry Fox Run as Team Saul. We started out with 30 of our friends and family. We raised just over $7,000 for cancer research in our first year, becoming one of the top 3 fundraisers in Thornhill. Then in 2017, the run became even more of a priority for my family and I as we lost my mother, Faye Erickson, to metastatic cancer. My mom was by far the strongest woman I've ever met. She was a chatterbox in a nice way. She's the reason that my sister and I are the strong, determined, amazing people that we are today. Her motto through her cancer journey was, "I'm not done fighting." And before she passed away, we promised to continue the fight on her behalf. Last year, Team Saul expanded to 135 teammates. I've stood on stage 4 years in a row as the guest speaker, despite being terrified of public speaking. I channeled Saul's personality and my mom's strength. Team Saul has now collectively raised over $110,000 for life-saving cancer research in our 5 years with the Terry Fox Run. 5 years ago, I felt that I alone could not make a difference. What I've come to realize is that by participating in the Terry Fox Run and supporting the Terry Fox Research Institute, we are making a difference. Each of us are here today because cancer has affected us in some way, shape, or form. We're here because we chose to stand up and fight. Whether you're here participating on your own, as part of a team, whether you are walking or cheering us on from the finish line, whether you're a survivor or grieving the loss of a loved one, you've chosen to be part of an annual event that is making huge strides in the field of cancer research. In 1981, Terry Fox said, "Even if I don't finish, we need others to continue. It's got to keep going without me." Unfortunately, cancer won't wait for COVID to be over, so it's even more crucial this year to continue to support organizations like the Terry Fox Foundation. Terry Fox did his part, and now it's up to us to continue what he started. September 8th of 2020 would have been Saul's 40th birthday. So in celebration of his life, in memory of Terry Fox and the legacy they both left behind, we will continue their fight. All we are ever promised is yesterday and today. Tomorrow has not yet been written. We're here today because we share a common goal. We all dream of a tomorrow without cancer. Today, we're here to get one step closer to making that goal a reality. Thank you for supporting the Terry Fox Run, and in turn for supporting the real heroes, the people who have just been diagnosed, the ones who are still fighting, the researchers, the doctors who are searching endlessly for a cure for this terrible disease, and of course, for the loved ones that we have lost. Thank you again for supporting the Terry Fox Foundation.